Great thing happening right now. We're going to catch up with Brent Roske with Roske on Politics as he's on the road catching up with what's happening with politics. Here you go.
Hello, great day. I'm here in California. We're going to show you a little bit about the Nevada GOP caucuses that were last week. You're going to see me chatting with Sheriff Joe Arpaio, Glenn Beck, and a bunch more from the Nevada caucuses. Of course, we had Super Tuesday this week, and Trump won 7 states, Hillary Clinton won 7 states. But here's a look from last week at the Republican GOP caucuses from Nevada. Let's take a look. Welcome back to Roske on Politics. Here with Glenn Beck. You're here in Nevada. What brings you to the caucus tonight?
Constitution and Ted Cruz.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's your candidate. Why, sir?
Because of the Constitution. Ted knew the Constitution, memorized it at 13, was going around the state of Texas.
He memorized the Constitution at 13?
13. He was going around Texas and actually teaching people what the Constitution meant. It was the craziest thing ever. He was an odd little kid. His father escaped from communist Cuba and was about to be shot in the head at a firing squad and escaped, came over to the United States, taught his son the Constitution, taught his son why socialism is bad. I happen to believe he was raised for this time, but I do know this. I read enough of the founders, and the founders have all said there's going to come a time when America doesn't know where to go. It's going to break down. It's not going to work. I believe that time is now. It doesn't work the way we're doing it. And it's because we haven't used the Constitution for about 150 years or 112 years. We have stopped using it since the progressive era, and it's gotten weaker and weaker and weaker. And now we have people like Marco Rubio, who I really like. He's a nice guy and a friend of mine. He was on my show a lot during the Tea Party when he was running against Charlie Crist. But then he went to Washington and he got involved with a Gang of 8, and he started making deals with the usual run-of-the-mill people. And I've talked to Marco many times. I have had 2 private conversations and 1 on the air where we specifically talked about the NSA spying. Okay. And I've talked to him and said, where do you find that in the Constitution? You cannot do that. And he said, Glenn, you don't know what's coming. And I said, I'm the boogeyman. I'm supposed to be the scariest guy on earth. I'm the one that told America about the caliphate. I know exactly what's coming. Interesting. You can't break the Constitution. If you do, you get bad guys coming in who don't care about the Constitution and will just get the job done. And that's unfortunately where we're headed. And we need to go back to the Constitution. Ted's that guy.
When did you decide that Cruz was your guy?
Oh, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I mean, I was always leaning strong Cruz, but I didn't come out and say anything. And, the people all have to make up their mind. But, usually in talk radio, people don't come out and say anything. But I think we have a responsibility at this time to not play around the edges, not play games with it, but actually say what we mean and mean what we say.
We just had another candidate come in, Donald Trump, tonight. What do you think of his candidacy?
I think it is the scariest thing I've seen in politics since 1933.
Wow. Okay.
I just read a article done by a Harvard professor that said, I now understand how Hitler won. When somebody, the caucus thing, this is nuts. I don't know if you've ever seen this.
I was in Iowa for the caucuses where Cruz won.
It's crazy, okay? Yeah. So you can go in, and this is what I'm here for. I'm representing Ted Cruz, and I'm going from room to room. Went into one where the Cruz or the Trump people were so vitriolic. They were shouting everyone down. It was not even America. It was brown shirt stuff. And that's not who we are. America is great because America is good. Not because of our economy, not because jobs or anything else. America is great because we're good. Anybody who plays to the lowest common denominator, anybody who says to a crowd, I mean, where's the media? Let me ask you this. Where's the media? Where the media said for I don't know how long during the Tea Party, listen to what they're saying. They're stirring people up and edging them towards violence. This guy has said on stage many times, you go ahead, knock the crap out of those guys, and I'll pay your legal bills. Take that man's coat in Iowa. You remember this? Take that man's coat, throw him outside. It's 5 degrees below zero. Maybe he'll learn something. That's not America. That doesn't lead to goodness. That leads to violence.
I was a cop in Las Vegas Police Department in 1957. I was very young when I joined. But then I became a federal narcotics agent after that assignment from Vegas. And that propelled me into my future to fight the drug So I was stationed in Turkey, Mexico City, South America, Texas, Arizona, so I do know where the Mexican-U.S. border is. And this is, I have to be careful. This is not a resume on me. I'm here to support Donald Trump.
Sheriff Joe, so why are you supporting Donald Trump, sir?
He's a great guy. Tells it like it is.
How long have you known Donald Trump?
I've known him actually not too long.
Yeah.
He sent me a note 3 years ago on my birth certificate thing, that's all. But then I met him in Phoenix. I introduced him 6 months ago, introduced him again, and then endorsed him in Iowa, 2 weeks ago.
And he's a great merchandiser, and he cannot get his product into China. No matter what he does, he can't. They send their product. Bye-bye. Good job. Bye-bye. Look, see, he's smiling. See, he's having a good time. I love the old days, you know? You know what I hate? There's a guy totally disruptive, throwing punches. We're not allowed to punch back anymore. I love the old days. You know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. You know, I love our police, and I really respect our police, and they're not getting enough. They're not. Honestly, I hate to see that. Here's a guy throwing punches, nasty as hell, screaming and everything else when we're talking. And he's walking out, and we're not allowed, you know, the guards are very gentle with him. He's walking out like big high fives, smiling, laughing. I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
And that America was great, not because of a president, but America was great because of two reasons. The Constitution of the United States and that its people were good. We have almost lost our country and our Constitution, and we have started to lose our goodness as a nation. I would ask, appropriately so, that you do not give in to anger, that you go and you vote and caucus for a man who will stand on the Constitution and knows the Constitution of the United States, Senator Ted Cruz.
What a moment. Folks, when Beck is finished speaking, as you can see, Donald Trump is about to take the podium. What a fascinating moment here at the How do you think you do tonight, sir?
First time voter. How's it looking?
There you go, Brent Roske with Roske on Politics, our local guy catching up with what's happening with politicians across the country as they continue on to get those votes.